You are tuned in to The Beats That Never Stop, a cultural history of the arts, hosted by Oggi Kidd and guest. Hello, dear listeners. It is your humble host, Oggi Kidd, returning with a new episode of The Beats That Never Stop. Last time, I gave a brief introduction on myself and my own personal history with music. In this episode, we will be exploring the influence of African music on what we listen to today. It's no secret that West Africa in particular has played an abundantly significant role in shaping the sound and rhythms of music from the United States. Everything from ragtime and the blues to modern pop and hip-hop. But what of our Afro-Latin cousins to the deep south and abroad? What of our family of the Pacific Islands and the West Indies? We'll do a little digging into all of this, but first, we'll dive into a quick song. This first track, called More We Are Together, comes to you from a band called Energy Plus. Let's take a listen.
Say the more we drink special lamba, special lamba, special lamba. More we drink special lamba, and the happier we shall be. Say the more we laugh together, together, together. More we talk together, and the happier we shall be. 'Cause your friend is my friend, my friend is your friend. Oh, we laugh together, and the happier we shall be. Say the more we born, the Cali, the Cali, the Cali. Say the more we born, the Cali, and the jollier we shall be. 'Cause your brethren is my brethren, my sister is your sister. Oh, we born in the Cali, and the happier we shall be.
African American musical traditions, that's North and South, can be traced back to the lands which our people come from, which is Africa. Traditions and practices like call and response, blue notes, and others have their roots in techniques that were developed among the people of Central and West Africa in particular. Instruments like the banjo pulling crossed influence from a variation of the African lute and more Western tuning sensibilities. More directly and stylistically broad, the stylings of Nigerian Fuji and Ghanaian highlife music would be used and adapted to create and merge with genres like early Afrobeat, pioneered by the late Fela Kuti. Funk, jazz, rock, electronica, calypso, reggae. The names of these genres change and expand. However, the dominating connective tissue of Nigerian juju and Congolese indombolo music continues to shine through. With that, let's listen to another song. Gotta Love by Yulee.
Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. 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 No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. It's all in your hands, a change is near. Close your eyes, listen, the sound is so clear. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Speak up, stand tall, our voice has spoken. Oh, yo, yo. Rise up, love all, heart wide open. Oh, yo, yo. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Got to love.
As hinted by my inclusion in name-dropping calypso and reggae, West African music and influence played no small part in shaping the sound and energy of those particular genres. Banned from participating in carnival events by the quote-unquote settlers in the Caribbean area, African enslaved inhabitants took to creating their own festival known as the Canboulay. Pulling influence from musical griot traditions and using whatever the people could fashion and repurpose into instruments, in this case, used oil drums and bamboo sticks, calypso music not only took shape, but also thrived. Likewise, across Latin America, these musical influences would mix, merge, and give birth to brand new genres. Genres such as samba, Cuban rumba, son, salsa, bossa nova, and others. All of this in much thanks but not limited to the Bantu, Yoruba, Dahomey, and Karabali people. Now, before we close out this episode, I present to you one final song. This is Daramola with Heartbreak, Please.
Do I look like Judas? I cannot betray ya. I can never play ya. Baby, you should know you're not a mistake. Now, we're not a mistake. Your heart is not a playground. You should know I know. I've been through the fire and I made it. I've been all about your heart and soul. You done been through hell, I just wanna bring you back. Heaven is a drug you don't wanna do without. Loving you is diamonds and you so all of that. You deserve all the love you.
Bringing this episode to a close, I encourage everyone to look deeply into the history and traditions of the music that you enjoy and consume. What I cover is only a fraction of all the knowledge that there is to be found about the music that we enjoy. There's always more to be discovered. Give credit where it's due and pass on what you learn to the friends and loved ones around you. The backing music that you've heard this episode as I've been discussing this topic has all been by Jally, Kebba, Suso. Theirs, as well as all of the other music from today's episode, can be found on artistlist.io. Also, before I go, I want to remind everyone to keep themselves protected. As fans and supporters of music and live performances, it's easy to get exposed while attempting to have a good time and support your friends. Whether it's COVID, monkeypox, or whatever comes next, all I want you to do is to mask up, get checked regularly, and stay safe. With that, I've been your humble host, Oggi Kidd. And this concludes the latest edition of The Beats That Never Stop. Until next time, I'm out. This has been The Beats That Never Stop, a cultural history of the arts, hosted by Oggi Kidd and guests. If you'd like to make suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.